everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming back and spending some more time with me today. So today it's my floss tube update, my weekly floss tube update. Filming this on Monday to go out on the channel on Tuesday, and I've not done bad this week. I've got 5 projects to show, which isn't bad. So I'm going to get straight into it because, as ever, I'm on my dinner break from work, and yeah. So first one to show you, there's the on button. If I could be organised, you know, it'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Oh, right, view mock-up. First one to show you is this one, and it's my Heaven and Earth design, the freebie Maui Princess, artwork by Hannah Lynn. Beautiful piece, been working on it a while. I've had it out for a couple of small sessions this last week. I took it to work because I've got a sunbeam coming through. It's almost like summer again. I took it to work because it's quite easily portable. I've got some sort of just over A4 size pouches. This kind of pouch that I can put it in. So I took it to work the 2 days that I was in the office last week. I also had it out this morning on a stitch with me, but last week I did just 400 stitches, which moved it up to 65.15%. Still on the frame because I'm working on it today. But as you can see, I've been sort of, you know, mainly filling in hair on her. So I'm not unraveling it because I'm going to be working on it in a short while. So yeah, this one is still coming along, and I'm in the office this week, so I will take it in for my lunchtime stitch because I still haven't got sorted out to take my other smaller projects in. But there we go. Let me just move the camera just a wee bit, see if it takes that sunbeam off. Not really. Okay, next one I've worked on, Maui Princess is stitched on 25 count even weave 1/1 full cross. Next one I've worked on is this. This is She Sleeps. Artwork is by Stephanie Pui-Mun Law. This one is the Heaven and Earth Designs version. I'm doing it regular size max colour, and it was a gift from my friend Petra on Instagram. Okay, this has had a couple of sessions, 10.47 to 10.87%. I think it might have been out of stitch with me last week. They do tend to blur into one another after a while, I'm afraid. And I'll just show you first of all where I've worked and then an overall picture. So where I've worked is on this side. We are definitely more than halfway and starting to bend round now for the lower half of the circle. Doesn't look like a circle when I do it like that, but when I open it up and show you this, it definitely looks like a circle. Creased to death, hook marks, sorry not sorry, busy working on it. 20 count aida, 2/1 full cross, 10.47 to 10.87% and 800 stitches. So that is that one. Next one I've worked on is my Lord of the Rings stained glass. Show you the mock-up first, that might be handy. It's a chart I bought myself for my birthday last year from Etsy. And as you can see, we've got the whole of the Fellowship plus Gollum on stained glass. I spent the weekend this weekend watching the 3 Lord of the Rings films. And Andy was like, don't you ever get sick of watching them? And I'm like, no. Buy me a really decent box set of them for Christmas, you know, like anniversary edition or special extended versions or something. You know, that would please me no end. So yeah, this one I bought myself for my birthday last year. It's been stitched on 18 count aida, 2/1 full cross, 2.31 to 2.76% and 1600 stitches. And it's, I'm afraid it's just more black. Wrong way around. There we go, more black. But that is like one of the the corners of the top, so as you can see I'm not far away from finishing. So what I might do is, you know, sort of try and get some extra bits in on this one. The fabric is just enormous for it. So that is it. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. That's the length doubled over. So as you can see, it's quite a substantially long piece on 18 count. You know, the worst thing about cross stitching is just wrangling with all the big pieces of fabric, because like a silly sausage I do the big stuff. Right, so that is that. 1600 stitches, 2.31 to 2.76%, 18 count fabric 2/1 full cross. Right, next one is my little start for the herbs challenge. Come on. And it's Carolyn Manning piece, and this is called Autumn Waltz. I'm working from the middle out, and I had this out in the stitch with me this week. Again, I'm stitching this one on 18 count aida, 2/1 full cross, and we've gone from 4.61 to 6.71% for 500 stitches. Because it's not a full coverage, there's 23,000 stitches, it's quite easy to move up on this. So that's where we are now. Obviously this is the centre point here. I'm working down, I put in this leaf and part of this leaf on my stitch with me. So yeah, just 500 stitches on that, but you know, to be fair, it's I think this will lend itself very nicely to a set of cushion covers. So I might just have to either do it again or get some of the, you know, see if there's a spring and autumn, a summer and a winter one. But there we go. And then the last one is something I've been talking about doing for a little while, and it's my restart. So Night Cafe artwork is by Leonid Afremov, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. If you remember, I did start this. I got 40-odd thousand stitches into it, and one of my ladies asked if, you know, she could have a look at it, make sure, you know, we were talking about the warping, and I took it out and I put it on the floor to take a photograph, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't think that looks right. And when I looked at it, I was about 100 or so stitches short at the bottom. And there were several suggestions from you guys, which was fantastic, about what to do, but ultimately I've decided to restart the piece. If you join me on my live at the weekend, you'll see that I was stitching it on there. But I have a huge piece of fabric. It's my last piece of last big piece of 25 count that I'll get off my bolt. Although I do think I've got enough yet for another new start, which I'm planning for the weekend. The only difference is that this time, last time I was stitching this, I was doing 2/1 tent stitch on this 25 count using snake method. I'm still doing that, but instead of over 20 stitches, over a 20 by 20 square, I've knocked it down to a 10 by 10 square. I think it's a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? If I could, I'll describe it, you might understand what I mean. So when I'm stitching a 20 by 20 square, it seems to be very long-winded and take a long time, but stitching a 10 by 10 square, doing 4 of them, doesn't seem to take as long as doing one 20 by 20 square, if that makes sense. Also, as ever, I'm concerned about bulk on the back of the piece, and when it was heavily confetted on the 20 by 20 squares, oh sorry, the sofa's uncomfortable, it was getting a little bit bulky. So I have restarted it doing it over 10 by 10. I have got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why have I put 1400 stitches in there? I clearly can't count. Oh dear. Yeah, I've done 1400 stitches. 1, 2, oh yes, I can't count. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 1400 stitches on it, which is 0.14%. And as you can see there, we're at the very top left hand side. We had lots of fun in a way, me and Andy, when we were looking at this. Sorry, lots of park threads. If you get triggered, look away. I've got quite a big living room, quite a big floor space in my living room. I don't have a coffee table or anything like that in the middle. I've just got a big floor space. Because, you know, with the girls, they like to sort of sometimes like to be on the floor, and they like to get on the floor and play with the cats. And sometimes when Andy's children come, they play with Lego or whatever. That's by the by. So I've got this big floor space, and I've got this piece of fabric out on the floor. So me and Andy are down there with friction pen and counting and recounting and checking, and you can probably see there's an arrow there that says starting point, and then every 100 stitches there's a little mark. So there's one there, and then there's one there, and this carries on throughout this fabric. So we're absolutely assured that on this piece I have got enough fabric. Also, what I was doing on the other one was I stitched sort of 80 wide and was going down to the bottom. I just plan to just continue diagonaling all the way across this piece. So diagonal steps all the way across. So I've changed a little bit of how I'm doing it, but it's restarted. That's a good thing. I really enjoyed stitching on it this weekend, getting the fabric out, getting the restart underway. It was just really nice because I have missed stitching on this. I've missed doing tent stitch on it. It's the only piece where I'm tenting. So that's that. And as you can see, there is a whole load of fabric that's kind of been clipped up, squished up, and all the rest of it. So that's that. Right, so this upcoming week, plans. I'm in the office at least tomorrow. Don't know about the rest of the week. I will find out more when I go in tomorrow. When I'm in the office, I will be taking Maui Princess with me because she's very transportable. And once she's done, I'll think of something else to take in if I'm not taking in my little kits that I've been doing. I've got 2 Stitch With Me's coming out this week, so there will be a music one which I've already filmed, which has Maui Princess on it, and then there will be an ASMR, no, there'll be a chatty one later in the week. On Sunday then I will do my live, and on my live I will be having a new start. Let me just show you what that will be. Mock up. It will be this one. It's a Josephine wall chart, and Clara very kindly gifted this one to me, so thank you again, Clara. This one is called Daughters of the Deep, or Daughter of the Deep, and I'm very much looking forward to do that. And it's a supersized max colour because, as Clara usually says, why not? And why not indeed? So last thing I want to talk about in terms of stitching is my rotation, but I've realised I forgot my book, so bear with me. That was quick. Right. So I found that with my rotation, I've kind of not been sticking to it. So I've redone my rotation. So it will start now with Night Cafe, and then Maui Princess, then it'll be Realm of Middle Earth, then Envy. Then will come She Sleeps, followed by Stitching Shelf, The Lord of the Rings Stained Glass, followed by Autumn Waltz, Sailing Fairy, and then Daughter of the Deep. Even though I'll be out of the rotation when I start on Daughter of the Deep this weekend, I'll then, after the session that I have on it, I'll put it away, ready to come out in its rotation. What I've been finding is, that will now then take me up to 10 rotation projects. But what I've been finding is that sometimes with my Stitch With Me's, you might get the same project 2 or 3 times in a row, which I don't really like. And also with things like the Lord of the Rings stained glass, it's just a whole heap of black. Who wants to see me stitch on a whole heap of black? I certainly wouldn't watch a video that was just showing a whole heap of black. So if any pieces like that do come up on a filming day for a stitch with me, what I'll do is I'll just swap them for the next piece in the rotation. And then, like, say for example, the Lord of the Rings stained glass is followed by Autumn Waltz. So while I'm working on the black on the Lord of the Rings, if that one comes up in the rotation for a stitch with me, I'll just swap it with Autumn Waltz, and then the next day that I'm stitching that I'm not filming a floss tube, I'll just go back to the Lord of the Rings one, if that makes sense. I just want to make sure that I'm keeping the stitch with me is interesting, so that you're not just seeing, I mean, Maui Princess, it's a lot of blocks of colour in her hair, but when we're looking at other parts of it, it's lots of colour changes and there's interesting stuff going on. When I'm stitching on black, it's not that. It's not all that, you know, and I'm sort of first one to acknowledge that. So yeah, so I'll just sort of keep making sort of minor adjustments, but I am now pretty much decided that it's going to be no new starts next year. I won't, I doubt very much I'll start anything else this side of, you know, of next year, because with the Josephine Wall, that will then mean I've got 10 projects on the go, which for me is an awful lot. I like to be in single digits, not double digits, so I need to get working on Maui Princess really and get her to a finish. So yeah, that's that. So that's all stitching and where I am sort of coming, you know, in the next upcoming week. In terms of, for those who've been following my weight loss journey, I am now 1 stone 10.5 pounds lost. Alternatively, you can call it 24.5 pounds. And for each, for those of you who work in kilograms, a kilogram is 2.2 pounds. I have no maths to work that out, but there you go. So yeah, I'm still going strong. I think I can see it a little bit in my face now as well. I'm just waiting to see it in my collarbones. I did find a horrific picture of me on Facebook this morning where I had like 4 chins and counting. And I'm not sort of quite, you know, as jowly. I've still got a bit, but I'm not quite as jowly, which is nice. But yeah, I'll just keep going. And, you know, I want to be another 1.5 stone down at my Christmas, which I'm sure is achievable. It's 12 weeks to Christmas. So if I lose 1.5 to 2 pounds a week, which is a nice sort of safe, easy way to lose it, I'm sure I'll get there. But that's all from me. So as ever, just our normal reminders. 3 videos coming up on the screen in a moment. So if you've not had a look, please do go take the time to have a look. If, you know, you are subscribed to the channel, just double check, make sure that you're still subscribed. And if you are subscribed, do make sure you press that notification bell and select all, and it will tell you next time I upload a video or I'm about to go live. Just in terms of my lives, you will only be able to comment in the chat if you are a subscriber, and post live, once the live has been published to YouTube, I will be adjusting the comment settings to hold all comments for review, because the last time I had a live, I think it was live stream 4, I had spam comments. So yeah, I don't really want that, because I don't want people to sort of be asking you guys for something or pretending to be me or whatever. So really, kind of for your protection and mine, comments are obviously moderated. But yeah, that's all from me. So take care. Another long floss tube, another 20 minutes. So if you're still around here, well done. Take care. Happy stitching, everybody. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.